Hey friend, Brandon here. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 are Samsung's latest generation of foldable phones, with many refinements that can surprisingly add up to a lot, and a lot that doesn't add up. The question is, are the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 changes significant enough to warrant an upgrade or to switch to a foldable for the first time? And how do they compare to the competition? Let's find out whether the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 or the Galaxy Z Flip 6 is or isn't for you. Of course, there are always affiliate links in the description if they are. Let's jump in because this is Tech Today. At a quick glance, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Galaxy Z Flip 6 could be perceived as having the same design. However, when you look closer or hold them, you realize they are more different than expected. Refinement is truly the epitome of these new devices. Millimeters and fractions of millimeters have been shaved off, grams of weight trimmed, and screens slightly bigger. The most notable difference between the generations is the flatter frame and matte finish. The previous generation was more rounded off with a polished and glossy finish, which made it feel colder, dated looking, and slimy, for lack of a better word. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 feels excellent in the hand with its new changes. There's a slightly wider front screen and a thinner overall size. The wider outer screen makes it easier to type on, but it's less comfortable than what you'd find on the Google Pixel Fold or the OnePlus Open. The narrow size still encourages me to open up the Fold 6 due to frustration when I'm working with it, but it's far less than before. If it were just a few millimeters wider, it would be in that sweet spot where I'd enjoy using either screen, the outside or inside one, depending on the use case and my preference. We're getting close, Samsung, so let's go all the way. The only difference I do not like is how the more pointed bottom corner digs into my palm when I hold it in my left hand. The Galaxy Z Flip 6 doesn't change much in dimensions other than a slight reduction in thickness when folded up, but it still benefits from the flatter sides and matte finish. The outer screen still maintains its more stripped down, smartwatch-like functionality rather than something more robust or phone-like, but you can download apps from the Galaxy Store to give the cover screen more functionality, but it's still rather basic. The simplest way to understand the Z Flip 6 is that it's a base model Galaxy S24 without a telephoto lens, and it can fold. Aesthetically, both have color that covers the entire phone and frame outside of the screen, and a more accented camera module that remains pretty wobbly. The most significant changes are primarily found in the brightness of the screens, which reach up to 2600 nits, which is especially important if you're outside. I do wish they had the anti-reflective coating found on the S24 Ultra, which helps with visibility outside and makes the crease less noticeable. Unfortunately, the crease remains quite prominent, which I would have hoped they would have solved after 6 generations. There are custom colors that are only available in the Samsung store and look fabulous, like the textured black, for which you can find affiliate links for in the description. My favorites are the blue for the Z Fold 6 and the yellow for the Z Flip 6. I was only able to get the silver fold and the mint flip. The battery on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 remains the same size as before. While an increase in overall battery life is stated on paper, likely due to efficiencies found with the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, the battery life is about on par with previous generation. This is an area of praise since the maximum screen brightness has increased. Still, it would be nice to have more battery life in practical use. The Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 has a nice upgrade in battery size by about 8% to the same 4000 mAh size found in the standard Galaxy S24 model. Combined with the efficiency gains from the Snapdragon chip, I experienced quite a bit more battery life than the Z Fold 6. It also has a nice bump in RAM to match the 12GB on the Z Fold 6. Adding a new vapor chamber to the Z Flip 6 and an expanded one to the Z Fold 6 helps with cooling to deliver exceptional performance with fast, smooth operation and no noticeable slowdown. Gaming is quite enjoyable on the Z Fold 6's large screen. Do you know what else is a massive win? How LG and their incredible vacuum cleaners can help you live a dust-free life. After vacuuming with an LG vacuum, you only have to put it back on the dock. It automatically empties the dust into the dustbin where you can easily throw it out. No more inhaling or getting dust on your face. Yuck. There's even a 5-stage filter in the vacuum, so the air that it expels is nice and clean, great for your asthma and your allergies. You can find out more about LG's vacuums by clicking the link in the description or the pinned comment. Thanks to LG for sponsoring this portion of the video. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 boast a range of new features, many of which are centered around Galaxy AI. These features benefit from the improved NPU performance on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and the increased RAM. I would divide these into 2 categories, communication and curation, and then creativity. Communication and curation has practical features like the interpreter mode, which allows you to have a real-time conversation with someone in person with their words translated into text on the device. And on the Fold's outer screen, it displays the translated text, which I find particularly useful. The live translate call assist feature, which provides audible translations over a call, is another standout feature. They're also recording transcriptions, translations, and summaries across many things, including chats, emails, notes, websites, and more. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 are not just about productivity, they're also about fun and creativity. The instant slow motion feature, smart selection, and the ability to sketch something and turn it into an image is not just fun, they're outrageous in the best way possible. If you have an S Pen, which I don't have, but if you do have it, it is compatible with the Z Fold 6, and these features become more powerful because of it. And then there's the generative edit to remove or adjust objects or people in photos, and then Portrait Studio, which I'll probably never use again outside of this review, but I guess that's there if you want it. As far as I was able to verify, all of these AI features can be processed on the device because of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 outside of the summarize, transcript, and photo assist features. This is quite impressive as other phones out there offload a ton of their AI tasks to the cloud. One final unique feature is Dex Mode, which you can activate when you attach it to an external display, and it provides this fantastic desktop-like experience. Unfortunately, this capability isn't available on the Z Flip 6, which only supports screen mirroring. When the processor and RAM are the same between devices, I'd love to know the reason for this exclusion by Samsung. There's not much different about the camera outside of the Z Flip 6, which essentially gains the same system as a base model Galaxy S24 minus the telephoto camera. That means that the primary camera gets a bump up to 50 megapixels from the 12 megapixel sensor. I was also told that the primary camera's pixel count on the Z Fold 6 may be the same, but it's a new sensor. Photos on the Galaxy Z Fold 6 have that punchy, vibrant HDR look that Samsung is known for, with a more technical look rather than a more opinionated and artistic film-like look that you might find from other brands. There's still some tremendous natural bokeh on the primary sensor, so I haven't needed to use the artificial portrait mode once. The most significant weakness of the Z Fold 6 is the telephoto. It just falls apart quickly with a soft look and lack of detail. This is further exacerbated in lower light conditions. The video is more of the same, but it performs pretty well with the fantastic stabilization, which makes it possible to obtain incredibly smooth shots by hand. In my observations, the Galaxy Z Flip 6 is similar in terms of cameras to the Z Fold 6, with a slight dip in quality on the primary sensor, but you would only notice this if you were pixel peeping and zooming in really close. While there's a digital crop on the Z Flip 6 to help compensate for the lack of a telephoto camera, and it surprisingly has good processing to give you a solid image for things that are close to you. But I find myself longing for a native telephoto, even if it's the okay one on the Fold 6. The most crucial thing to point out is the pros and cons of the Fold and Flip form factors. If you like to create content and film yourself and others, the only one that makes sense for me is the Flip 6. The outer screen is right next to the cameras, making it perfect for setting it up like a tripod and capturing yourself or a group. There's also a fun camcorder mode that might be a gimmick, but it's just so much fun. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 is different from the Flip. Sure, you can lay it down like it has a tripod, but you can't see yourself and the framing, so it's a bit of a guessing game when you're using the cameras. You can set it up where you have the screen to look at, but it utilizes the inside under screen camera, which is, well, it's not so great. With the minor incremental updates and refinements on both models, it's hard not to feel like we should have gotten more with this generation. This is especially true when you consider what is mostly happening outside of the United States in areas that have access to more options for foldables. The innovation that's happening overseas, especially from China, is astounding. You have foldable phones that are as thin as regular phones when folded up and manage to still have battery sizes larger than 5,000 milliamps and faster charging speeds than what Samsung offers. You add in cameras that are better than the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra with larger sensor sizes and even more camera modules, and you start to see how far behind Samsung is. Even more so, plenty of foldables have managed to decrease the crease like the OnePlus Open, which is available in the United States. It even has an anti-reflective coating like what you see on the S24 Ultra. It's honestly my favorite foldable that's out and available in the United States, and I have a review of it that's located in the card up here. This may be because there's a little competition within the foldable space in the United States outside of Google and a single OnePlus foldable. Samsung appears to be mostly coasting rather than innovating, which is unfortunate. They could start to stand out more if they sought to make phones on the cutting edge like what you see coming out of China. Instead, they're seeking after relative parity with the iPhone and Pixel. The bar is so low. Samsung simply needs to jump over it. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 are minor upgrades from the last model, or even the one before, which is unfortunate given that they have a $100 price increase. The price increase would have gone over much better if they had made some notable changes that make it feel like you're getting more value for that price increase. I'm honestly surprised they didn't go this route, but instead they feel like a refinement. So I would suggest upgrading to either if you are 3 or 4 generations behind, or unless you need to always have the newest generation. But if either of these are your first foldable, then these are great. The question is, which one should you get? If you want something that's more suited for power users and productivity, the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is a great choice. Its larger inside screen, S Pen support, and DeX mode makes this evident. The Galaxy Z Flip 6 is excellent if you are looking for a fun phone that can be used for content creation, taking photos and videos with friends, or simply having a smaller footprint in your pocket or bag. It wouldn't be the best for a power user or productivity, but it's so much fun, and honestly, the one that I would pick over the Fold. If you want to purchase either of these, please use the affiliate links in the description or the pinned comment, as it does help support the channel. In the comments, please let me know which one you would choose and what you think of this new generation by leaving a comment below. While Samsung did not sponsor this video, they provided me with both phones for review and provided most of the travel costs and a portion of food costs for a trip to New York City for a remote viewing of Samsung Unpacked. They also offered a boat trip to the Statue of Liberty and the Mercer Labs immersive art experience. I am not required to review these devices, and Samsung has no editorial input or review of this video. This video is only supported by viewers like you and in part LG. Thanks for watching This Is Tech Today. Until next time.